Good morning, everybody. Yes, that is a cow out there, a calf, a heifer. We are at a cattle show demonstration at Northern Adirondack Central School. They're having their, I don't know the official name. Do you know the official name, Calvin?
Future Farmers of America.
Future Farmers of America. They're having their show. They've got 3 tents set up. They've got calves. They've got cows. We saw some goats. We saw some pigs. I can hear the chickens in the background, and they're having their own little fair.
Let's go talk to Susa.
Okay. Mr. Susa here is going to be the judge at the shows, and this is going to be the cattle ring here. It's even in a circle. We'll talk to Mr. Susa, maybe. Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Susa, we're Hometown Cable, and we're here to find out what is happening at Northern Adirondack. We understand you're the judge.
Yes, Homer asked me if I'd judge it today.
All right, maybe we better find your full name first.
Ralph Susa.
And where are you from?
Shazy.
Shazy. Well, that's we know the Susa name. I think we've seen your daughter's the coach, isn't she?
She is the coach of the.
All right, now I recognize the name for sure. Have you been up here before and do this?
This is my 3rd time here. Yes.
So you're an experienced judge that you've done this for years?
I've done this for at least 10 years. I've judged Clinton County, Essex County, St. Lawrence County.
Well, we know you're a farmer in Shazy. Tell us about the Susa family. Where are you from, and how did you get to Shazy?
Well, from Massachusetts, way down on the coast. And the oldest boys wanted to farm, and we only had a small 91-acre farm, and the area was getting too crowded with houses, so we started looking around. We looked at Vermont at 22 farms, and the men showed us there. Had 2 farms up here in New York, and we just liked the area, Shazy. They showed us the school and the recreation area, and it just seemed to us like the place to go.
You mean you looked at 22 different farms in Vermont?
Right.
So that out of 24 farms, you ended up in Shazy, New York. That's very nice for Shazy, isn't it?
Right.
And how many years ago is that?
20 years ago.
20 years ago. You raised your family here.
Right. They're all grown up. Most of them are married.
How many do you have? How many children?
10 children.
10 children. I don't know when you find time. Well, you do need a farm, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, congratulations and welcome 20 years late to the area. You're just around what they called, I forgot the name of the curve now. That curve, there's a name for that curve. Russo's Curve, right. Just south of Shazy, and you're the first farm on the left.
On the left, right after you pass the orchard.
What was the name of that farm before you? Was it family, you know?
Earl Ray.
Ray? Okay.
Ray. And before that was Johnson.
All right. What are we going to see here today? And this is your 3rd time, so what's going to happen today?
First, they have fitting and showmanship. You judge the showman on the way he presents the cow, how clean the animal is, and how the animal is clipped, if the feet are trimmed and whatnot. And then after the 4 fitting and showmanship classes, they have the type classes, and this is where you judge the animal. You judge your size, the smoothness, and their udder.
And you're judging against what is considered to be an ideal?
Ideal cow, that's right.
Would it be likely that you and 3 other judges would all come out the same in any given place, or do you favor certain things more than that natural in judging?
On a close pair, maybe 2 judges would come out a little different, but on the whole, they would come out fairly even. Yeah.
So you're looking basically for the same things?
For the same things, that's
okay.
Right. Yeah.
And when you're doing the cattle for the animal itself, you do touch the animal and you do more than just look. Yeah. All right, well, Mr. Susa, as I see some cattle in the ring, are they just practicing?
No, I think they're
getting ready. Yeah? Okay, well, thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you.
Right, bye. Ralph Susa, one of our leading farmers in the Shazy area. As you already know, we're not on the Hayford Road right now. We're a long way from the Hayford Road. You're still living on the Hayford Road?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay. When you looked at me for a minute, I think, man, he's moved. This is Homer Bushy. And how long have you been teaching here, Homer?
24 years.
24 years in Northern Adirondack?
Yes, sir.
Living in Champlain all this time?
Yes, I am.
Where was your home? Tell us a little bit about Homer Bushy.
Originally from Altona. Born and raised on a farm right across from the fire station in Altona. Lived on a farm until, of course, graduated from high school, and then went on to college and got my degree in teaching agriculture. And my first 3 years I taught in Canastota, New York, and then the opportunity to come back up to home to teach was here, and fortunately I got the job.
You had some fine teachers in Altona to use as an example, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
You had some people there who were not. One I think of often is Mike Montgomery.
Yes.
What a sad thing in the story,
Yeah.
and others that I just can't name offhand.
No, Mike was quite a man.
He certainly was.
For a number of years that he's taught with a wheelchair and an unfortunate situation.
He was a gentleman.
Oh, a gentleman all the way, no question about it.
Well, just before we start on your show here, your family. Tell us about your family. The size of your family. You married, etc.
I think I'm married.
Yeah, I understand. It's not too long before the anniversary's coming up.
Our anniversary's the 7th, Tuesday.
Yeah.
25 years.
25 years, yes. You've been teaching for 24.
Yes.
You see what happens when you get married? You got to go find a job.
Find a job.
That proves it.
And then we had 4 kids, so that would that's the more money that you need.
Yes, it does. What about your children? Where are they now? I just heard your oldest daughter is working around the Chicago area.
Yeah, she's a district super for Aldi Food Company. She has responsibility for 3 different stores in the northern suburbs of Chicago.
Her name is?
Amy Bushy.
That's Amy.
And Amy graduated from Northeastern Clinton. And
played basketball?
Played basketball.
Yeah, your Bushy name. They all played basketball, didn't they?
Yeah.
All your family? Very good, too.
And she graduated from Cornell and had that opportunity to go out there, and she's got a super job and long hours, but she's really doing a heck of a good job out there.
And the other 3, where are they?
Michael's at the University of Georgia, planning on pursuing the same thing as his father, being an ag teacher.
Yep.
And he'll be graduating this year from this coming June, and hopefully looking for a job. Too bad the opportunity is right here down in Franklin County, but he's a year too late.
He might come replace you.
Well, I got a couple more years to go yet. We've got a couple more children to get through college.
All right, who are the other 2?
David's here at Northern Adirondack, as well as Michael finished up. They came up to take agriculture and be in FFA and being involved. And then of course, David came up in 7th grade and got more years than what Michael did. But he's a junior this year and be a senior next year, and planning on going to a 2-year college. And not sure what his career things are at this point, but that's the situation with him. And Sarah is a freshman at Northeastern. She, again, her sister has tried to think her of the same ideas that she did and possibly pursuing the same type of career, so I'm not sure if that's going to happen or not, but we'll see it down the line.
So it'd be silly for me to ask you what happens to the money you make when you talk about all these colleges, huh?
It's our home that we almost had paid off, so I said almost.
Yeah.
Home equity loan and money out for the kids to get to school.
Well, who's Mrs. Bushy? Who is she? Where's she from?
My wife Mary is Mary Racine, a daughter of Alfred and Octavia Racine from Champlain. We live, of course, right next door to my in-laws. She's a school nurse teacher at Plattsburgh High School, and has been there for 24 years also. All
right, we know about the Bushes. We've heard about you and so forth. You probably have one of the leading ag programs in the northern tier?
Well, unfortunately, we're the only one in Clinton County.
The only one?
There's a program in Chateauguay, and there's a program at Salmon River in Fort Covington. But each program, is depending upon what the community wants for the program. And our particular area, there's a lot of dairy farms, but a lot of things that we cover in class, not only necessarily with farmers, but related to other areas of agriculture.
Well, Calvin mentioned this to me yesterday. I don't know if I'd care to come up today. And I have never seen a cattle show, we call it a cattle show, at a school. How long has this been going on, and what brought this about?
Well, before Northern Adirondack came about, schools of Altona and Ellenburg, and also Lime Mountain, merged together. The schools of Altona and Ellenburg had ag programs. And that's been a continuing thing. When I was in high school, I took agriculture, and school fairs were always there.
You had a fair like this back in Altona?
Back in Altona.
Is that right?
Ellenburg had the same thing. A lot of times the ag teachers were there, would switch with each other and being judges for the cattle show, but they had that there then, and when I came up here, I was the first year teacher at Northern Adirondack, and we just continued with tradition as what has been in the past, and we've always had this.
Well, we know that your group do very, very well when you get down to the fairs, and obviously this is a great opportunity to practice for that fair.
Oh yeah, it's especially with my younger kids. I've got a 5th and 6th grade program. We try to meet every other week after school, and getting those kids started. Some of them have shown a little bit before because their fathers have shown, and they don't have to share in a junior show. They could have showed with their parents in the open show, and they've done that. But we've got a we got quite a few second generations coming in this year, fifth graders, and a lot of Trombleys, Harrigans, and McNeils are coming in.
I was going to say, I saw McNeil. He was talking to Don earlier. Has he got children in this program?
Yes, he has.
He has.
His
That's
son is in fifth grade and just started this year, so he started, and they've got a couple other ones that are coming up. So.
Yeah. And his father before him, of course, with the horse pulling and all the farming he had.
And his brother Jeff's here. His daughter's in it too.
We're talking, of course, about I know his uncle. So his mother was a friend here from right here in the Ellenberg Depot area.
Sure.
How many children, I should tell you, how many of his students are involved in the program today?
Oh, today there's probably, between the ones that are in the show and the ones that are working inside with the small animals, and we got a food stand going on at the same time, we probably got between 25 and 30 kids working right now.
Very good. Are they going to let the students come out here at different times to see part of the show?
The high school, it's the study halls. When the teacher comes out, has to bring them out from study hall, and they chaperone while they're out here. The elementary schools, the kids come in throughout the day. They have a schedule pretty well set up now. That there's some of the younger ones out here now.
Yeah, I see. And she's telling you what's happening.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a good relationship, and it's worked out real well.
All right. I don't know how much time you have to be with us yet. I will meet you again as we go on.
None of the kids have come around and asked me for something that's got to be done yet, although I think I got one right here looking for something.
Okay.
But,
I noticed you've got something in your pocket right here. That you need that a lot for a day like today? That checkbook's sitting right there.
I don't think so.
No? You don't? Oh, that's for your personal.
That's for my personal. Well, that's for my farm. I got a little farm too besides. So
what do you mean? You have a farm at home?
Yeah, we got 27 head at home right now. Heifers, and we got a couple young bulls.
What's the beginning and ending of your day?
We start at 5:30.
I heard you out at 11:20 last night.
Yes, and then of course the oldest daughter came in, flew in for the weekend, and we had to go to Montreal to pick her up. So it was a late night, and then time we got to bed. And
another 20 years or so, you can do what you want after, Homer.
Well, I hope so.
Thank you very much. Homer Bushy, he's the ag program. Many teachers in your ag program? Just yourself?
Just myself, right.
Just yourself. Do you have anybody to help you? Do you organize and do all this yourself?
Well, I got good students, but you have, community people that helps out so much. Parents, the people in the businesses that help donate prizes and so forth. It's very just a continuing thing that everybody works to help out each other. So.
Thank you. The people waiting to see him right here. Thanks very much, Homer. Homer Bushy, the ag, I guess you'd say administrator, teacher, everything. And this is a special thing he puts on that devotes his time and puts a lot of time in. And he's well known and well thought of in the complete county and maybe the adjoining counties too. Homer Bushy deserves a lot of credit. Oh, we tracked down Homer again. It's a few minutes later. He's been inside making phone calls. Some stuff wasn't delivered. He made phone calls. He's in. What area are we in now? Tell us about your area.
Well, my original intent, because like I was telling you guys, that when I first came here, the building wasn't built, and had the opportunity to lay out the floor plan. And this was what I was going to have as an office, but due to the availability of some federal grants that was available through ag programs in our state, as well as states throughout the country, I applied for some and ended up getting quite a bit of money. And one of the things I got were I had two Apple IIe computers with printers. Unfortunately, they're sort of somewhat outdated right now, but trying to get extra monies in programs sometimes a little bit difficult. So you have like Macintosh or whatever other IBM computers to update with some of the things. But we use these for accounting records for businesses, ag businesses, whether it's a farm or any other type of business. It can be worked either way. In addition to that, word processors that the kids are always having for either projects for in my class or their English class or health classes and so forth.
Okay, let's take a short break. I think someone's looking for you here, and it's probably very important. We'll be right back. I was just mentioning as you went out that I can't believe there isn't somebody in agriculture or farming equipment that wouldn't be willing to make some donation to you of computers. Have you ever advanced at any other company, a feed company? Or?
Well, it's, I've never done that, but it's, like the ones that we have around here, the businesses that we have around here, we got the things that we get from one end of the year to the next.
I don't mean local. No. I'm talking about, I don't mean here at all. I mean like Worthmore, what was the name of the big feed company? Is there one called Whitmore, Worthmore Feeds? And someone like that might be very pleased because of your program to get some advertising, and they can say we gave 2 computers to a school. So that type of person, I would think they would have some second-hand ones, maybe or something. They could come up with. It's just an idea.
Yeah, well,
I was thinking.
I've never done it that way or approached it that way, but I'm sure that it's taking the time to be able to do it.
Oh, I realize.
Knowing the people that you're going to be able to do to get it.
Someone has taken time to go out with this. What is this?
This is one of our fundraising projects we have. Is an FFA calendar, picture of the kids, and then the kids go around and find an advertiser. And it's usually a continuing thing because one advertiser, once they join, usually just continues from one year to the next. Yeah. But it's a regular annual calendar from January to December, not a school calendar.
Right. Now, what do you do with it once you get it?
We hand it out. We usually give some 5 to 10 of them to the advertisers to hand out to their businesses. Then we pass them on to the kids, and we pass them out to teachers in school and people that we know that.
Right. Do you get any money from them at all? Like they could give you $1 for a calendar? Or
no, we give them out for it. The advertisers pay for it, plus we make a little bit besides that. So it's worthwhile.
Because you're making money, like you're selling candy and things in here today. What happens to the money? How can that money be used? A supplement to the money you get from the school?
No, what the money is used for is for FFA activities. Our banquet tonight, for instance.
Okay.
As an example, the ribbons and so forth and the awards that we give out, some of that goes to that.
That's
FFA camp.
You picked it up. There's things going on. Stand by, we got another phone ringing.
No.
In your job as ag teacher, what do we call it?
Ag instructor.
Ag instructor. Do you have a list of duties you're supposed to perform?
Well, you got the classroom responsibilities like an ordinary teacher would have.
But the rest of them must take 2 or 3 pages. It's you and your students. There's nobody else in your department that can do any of the phoning or any of the stuff for you.
Well, when it comes time for doing various things during the year, I try to make sure that my students learn what responsibility is, and they do a lot of it. When application forms, for instance, for different awards that they apply, I don't do them. The children have to do them because they have the records that they have to turn in once a month, and they take responsibility for doing it. When it comes time for contacting people for various things, it's the students that do it. They just get given that responsibility, and it's done that way. We have an award that we give, and we're giving it to the banquet tonight. It's the chapter simply presents. It's based upon the kids will vote for the person who thinks has done most of the year.
Great responsibility you put on these kids, and what about what happens when they get out of here? Have you noticed? Do they come back and see you? Do they do anything to help you? You get that kind of thing going on?
They, especially the ones that are in nearby vicinity. We have contests that we involve with the kids, and we have to compete against other chapters, and we're always looking for judges, and usually some of our former members that act and participate.
Right. Well, what is the Future Farmers of America, FFA? What is that?
We don't want to say Future Farmers of America. It's the national organization changed that about 8-10 years ago.
Well, I'm behind time.
And the reason for it is simply that agriculture, as we think of it today, is not just farmers. The farmers are basically the base of it all, but everything else has to be around for them to be able to survive. It's pretty well known that probably about 2% or just a little bit less are farmers of all sorts throughout the country. About 20% of the labor force is somewhere along the line that's related in some field of agriculture. And so when I make a lesson, teach a lesson, whether it's something related to dairy cows, they're all the tail end of our lessons that we have that have been developed. Also are involved with different types of careers that are related. You might be talking about how to balance a feed ration. Well, oh my God, animal nutrition is an example of an occupation that someone can go on to college and get a good job in that particular area. So we have to think about not just the farmers, but the other fields of agriculture that are related.
Okay, so is it FFA that you have?
The national organization just recognizes it as the FFA, simply a youth organization of students studying agricultural education in high schools across the country.
All right, that's all right. So do you teach computing in addition?
No, I don't teach computing. I don't teach any formatting of programs or anything. We just have programs that the kids are able to learn how to use, that they can, if they indeed want to keep records on their farms or any kind of business, because the way the program is made, they can change different things to adapt to whatever kind of a program is it that they have at home.
But did you see the show we did when we were at Rovers in Shazy?
I use that one because
he's really into computing there, everything.
I use both programs that you guys put because some of them are really good when it comes time for planning dairy housing, for instance, and to be able to see the facilities as they're being constructed. And the same thing with when you see an operation like Dutch has down there.
Do you ever go out and look at operations like that with the students?
As much time as I can get, because the kids are involved with schools, with the program that they're in, and then with athletics. Field trips, sometimes there's only so much time in a day, and you start taking them out too many classes, then it's not good for them for their overall academic program. So which we try to do as much as we can somewhere in a nearby vicinity, because to go to a big farm, it takes almost a day to be able to do that and be able to get back and have no problem.
But the complete Ridgeview tapes too.
Yes, the Ridgeview tapes also were in the time that started burning, that Calvin's wife started taping it. Yes, I have that one.
It was that's quite a place, quite an operation.
And all the updates that you've made since then,
You watch Hometown Cable?
I think I do. If I can get a chance to take the tail away from my children when they leave me.
Yes, well, it's always nice because there are people like you, and there aren't a lot of them like you, who do so much not only for the people around Champlain, but up here in Northern Adirondack, and there should be more like you. Someone was mentioning to us, and it's not degrading anybody else, but they said that you do an awful lot up here, and you don't get extra pay for these extra hours that you put in when you go to various things with your students. And there's an awful lot of people out there who don't do things like that unless they're getting paid for it, who are teachers in other areas.
Well, I'm fortunate that I have a summer program. That 11th month I get in the summertime with some things we do in the summertime. We would go to FFA camp, take kids up there for a week for leadership training, and there's also different kinds of activities.
Where is that?
It's out near Lowellville, Watertown area.
And you're there for a week?
We're there for a week. We leave, well, not a full week. We leave on a Sunday and we come back on Friday. And kids are put up in a campsite, and with the counselor, usually a college student that's there for the summer. And they have one lesson every day in leadership training, and then they have all different kinds of things. They have horse husbandry, they have archery, water skiing, all different kinds of events. How many are there
that go with you?
We usually take around anywhere from 5 to 10 kids every year that go up, depending on.
You said we.
Well, myself, I guess I say we. I mean myself and the kids. We go up together, and we go up there for that time, and the activities that are there for the time that they're there in all different areas. That it makes the summer go by real quick between that and fairs. I can tell you that.
Yes. Well, the other thing is that that's a responsibility to take high school students to 5 or 10 in that area, make sure they don't get in trouble voluntarily or otherwise. A big responsibility.
Well, yeah, but they're well chaperoned with the counselors that are up there, and we see them during the day as they're us doing things too while we're up there, help maintenance of the grounds of the camp up there, and but it's a thing where once the kids go up there once, I mean, they get to meet friends and they correspond, and they're all really they're understanding what the things that they're talking about with careers and agriculture and everything, so that works out real good.
How many fairs do you attend with your students?
Well, we got our school fair start with, and then we go to Clinton County Fair, and that's our big thing down there because we got that big barn down there, and we're the only chapter. And last year we, in fact, filled the barn. We ended up with one of the wings in the open show barn. But we go to Franklin County Fair, but the kids pretty much at Franklin County, they go on their own with their parents. I take my children up, and I'm up there, and of course, I see the kids quite a bit when I'm out there. And then we go to State Fair, and I have responsibility for getting kids out there for judging contests and also for bringing cattle down. Yeah. So it makes the summer, like I say, go by.
It sure does, huh? You have a full year.
Oh, yeah.
And you get your own cattle at home. Who does all the work at home when you're away one of these trips?
Well, fortunately, the kids have been there, but now they're starting to get fewer and fewer and fewer. But David is taking care of good majority of stuff when I'm gone. A couple of weeks ago, we went to State FFA convention, and we were both gone, so I had to get a farm setter come in and take care of the animals.
Well, you got Bernard Bayshard that came back from Texas. He's a neighbor now, and he might be willing to run over there and do some work. Bernard Bayshard retired from his electronic jobs and so forth. I think he was down in the Houston area. He's back in the area now. That Bayshards were on that road for years. All right, anything else you want to tell us here? We see an awful lot of
I need to take a break because I got to go check out the cattle show to make sure everything's going out all right there.
Yeah, make sure that.
We need to find out if he's related to Sam Trombley or not.
Oh yeah, Sam Trombley's got your kind of a schedule too. Yeah, but he don't get paid for all of them like that. No. He don't have the younger ones. He's got the older ones.
Sam's supposed to be at our banquet tonight.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh.
We'll find out about your banquet a little bit. Okay. Go do your thing.
All right.
Over at Bushy. Maybe we can talk to some of these students that are working out here. We're looking at some of the smaller animals as rabbits and chickens and things. This is the judge here going through and checking the rabbits. I don't know the different breeds here. Maybe we'll get a chance to talk with him after. There's probably 15 or 18 of the students in here right now. Here's some soft drink coming in. On the far side, we'll see some eggs that are being hatched, and we'll see some little chicks that have been hatched as we look at that a little bit later. Beautiful day in Ellenburg this morning. The sun is out, and we aren't having those showers we've had for the last couple of days. That was very tough to get something going. Well, we've got the judge here, and the name is?
Charles Petch from Hemingford.
All right, and this man, when we said Bob Ben Champlain, introduced ourselves, he said, from Champlain. Of course, I know Mrs. Petch very, very well, was Catherine Chandler from Moores, New York, and they live in that beautiful, beautiful stone, I call it a mansion, a house on the, what's the name of your road?
We live on 202.
202 between Hemingford and Park Safari.
That's right.
Have an apple orchard?
Have an apple orchard, it's true. Yeah.
And 3 sons?
And 3 sons.
All right.
Yeah.
Mr. Petch, what, well, you're not unfamiliar with Northern Adirondack.
No, well, I taught in Altona for 22 years, and then when we merged, I taught agriculture in Altona for 22 years, and then when we merged with Ellenberg and Lion Mountain, I came here as a guidance counselor, and then for 8 years, and then the last 4 years I was vice principal in the high school.
And now you're retired?
Now I'm fully retired.
Now you're really working hard.
That's right. Huh? I'm in the orchard full time. Right?
How big of an orchard do you have?
We have about 150 acres. Well, that was before this last winter, and this last winter was very tough on us.
Very tough?
We lost about, I think, 25 acres of trees this year. It was that bad. Yeah.
How many trees would there be on 25 acres, give or take?
Oh, between 15 and 20,000.
That many trees?
Yeah. Well, you know, when you put in these dwarfs and semi-dwarfs, you plant them very close together.
It's a very expensive year. You have insurance or something like that?
No, unfortunately, no.
And you're still smiling.
Well, it's because I'm talking with you.
Thank you very much. Now, your experience, you're judging the small animals, should we say?
Right, yeah.
And the chickens.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how do you go about? Do you judge breeds different in the rabbits, or?
What I do right here, actually, these are mostly all pets and so forth. I'm not really judging for production and that sort of thing. I'm judging for how well they maintain their pets, but basically the physical condition, yes, but also how well they're maintained and how they're presented and so forth. So there's
not a first, second, third, fourth. You're showing excellent.
Right. That's right.
Must be very difficult when you get.
What they call the Danish system. You have either a blue, a red, or a white. Which is blue? Blue is the excellent, and good, and worthy is the white one. Yeah.
Must be very difficult when you get 5 or 6 blue to give a white one if you have to. It's very tough.
It's tough. It breaks the kid's heart, so I usually don't do it.
All right, and you'll probably never be spoken to again by that person.
That's true. Yeah.
Did you have animals when you were young?
No, we never did. I lived in the village, and we had the orchard, of course, but that was all apples. And no, we never had any animals as such. But I've learned a little bit about them at teaching. I guess that's probably the best way to learn.
Yeah.
you have to learn something about them. But I don't consider myself an expert, but I think I'm good enough to judge here. I wouldn't want to try state fair.
You wouldn't want to state fair, but you enjoy this, coming back and seeing some of your people, I'm sure.
Well, of course, it's a homecoming for me. I like to visit with the teachers and the students and so forth. And quite often one of the kids will come up, and now they're a parent, so forth, but they'll be introducing me to their children, and I've already had that happen about 4 or 5 times today.
Now, when you are in Hemingford, you're not over here, you don't see many of your students very often, do you?
Not very often, but of course, my wife is being an American, we're kind of oriented that way. Her mother is still alive down in the Cedar Hedge home there in Rouse's Point, so we get over fairly often. And I belong to the retired teachers, so I get down and see them on occasion, and I try to, whenever they have some function here at school, I try to get back here. So.
Well, if I lived in your house, I'd try to be in that house as much as possible. Beautiful home you have. Was that the family home before you?
No, I was the first one to own it.
Okay, so you bought this after you were married?
That's right.
Yeah.
No, I bought it before I was married.
Before you were married?
No, I had the nest, then I went for the bird.
Well, you got a chicken out of it. You got a real good nice chicken.
I did.
She was in school when back and I was in Moores, and well thought of family.
Yes, they were.
And I'm looking forward to seeing her. I'm going to be working, I think, with the. I've been invited to the your reunion this year for all of the Moores people, and I'm going to be able to see some of these people that I haven't seen for many years.
That's right. Well, the class of 44 is going to be.
That's right. And they were there when I graduated. I left Moores in 44 to go to Champlain.
Did you?
And so I know most of that class. Yes, they're going to be honoring that class.
Yeah.
But Catherine was not in that class.
No,
she was probably a 47 or 8.
7, I think.
7, I thought. All right. So what else can you tell us? How do you judge a chicken, for instance? What do you look for?
For the chickens, you judge them for body conformation and so forth. None of these are producing birds. For instance, you've got the there are a few oddities. We've got the crested Polish here, which you don't see very often. Somebody's keeping raising those as pets. And then you've got those 3 little quail over there again, pets. So you can't judge them on a quality on a production basis. Although there is a hen on the bottom there that I judge her on production, and she's a real fine one. She's laying well.
So do you have animals yourself?
No, not no, not at home. We didn't. No, except for cats and so forth.
You never had a cows or horses or anything,
no.
No. Yep. Well, all right. Tell us your background. Where were you from originally? Hemingford? You raised in Hemingford?
I was born and raised in Hemingford, yes. And then I, just briefly, I went to McDonald College. I went there for a couple of years, and I was 4 years in the Canadian Army, and then came back and finished and graduated. And it was in 48, Frank Dooley. You've heard of Frank Dooley?
Yes.
Well, he came looking for an ag teacher, and because he'd had a fellow from Canada the year before. As a matter of fact, the fellow that lived right next door to me in the residence at McDonald College. And he was so happy with him, he came looking for another one. So I planned to teach just for a short while, but I got involved in it and I didn't want to stop. So I continued, and I taught overall for about 34 years. Wow. I taught 22 years of agriculture in Altona, and then, as I mentioned, I came
over here at Northern Adirondack. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to talk with us. You can go back to your animals and your younger people and say hello to Catherine.
I certainly will. Yeah. Oh, it's
Wait a minute. Check at me. Okay. Now we saw this young lady right here, and her name is
Becky Boyer.
All right. And Becky, you have it looks like you're playing checkers or something. What is this you have on the table?
Bossy Bingo. Where they have a place marked off where you buy a spot on it for $2, and then they let the cow go, and wherever he goes to the bathroom, you win $50 if you're on that square.
Okay, so that you buy one square, and it's going to be out here and behind. Well, here, there's the JV baseball field, the tennis courts, the trees, and the track. It's right in between. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Squares.
How many? 100 squares. All right. And the extra money, there's going to be extra money is used for the...
Is for the FFA.
The FFA. All right. So what class are you in here?
I'm in the junior FFA.
Are you part of the agricultural or the FFA group?
I'm the treasurer for the FFA.
What, you have animals of your own?
No.
No animals? You got a cat at home?
No.
No, nothing at all?
Allergic to them, so No.
Now, I think you indicated you don't live right here in Ellenburg.
No, we live in Churubusco.
Churubusco. But all of the students in Churubusco come here to Northern Adirondack?
Some do, yes.
But you can go somewhere else? Is that the idea?
Yeah, in Chattagay.
Chattagay, somewhere if you want to? All right. Well, have you ever done this before?
No, this is my first year. I've helped out because I wasn't in it last year. But I like it. And
you like it? Well, good. Very good. Well, do you find it difficult talking to us on TV? It's not that hard. Well, everybody does that. Don't worry about that. Everybody does. Well, okay. Well, thanks for talking to us anyway. We'll be watching for the Bossy Bingo. And this happens often when there's agriculture. And we may not be right there at the final, but it's Bossy Bingo. Things going. All right, we're in the kitchen, or the place where they're serving the food and where they put all their plaques. And we're going to just say hello to a few of the people who are working. We'll start with this young gentleman. Your name?
Adam Trombley.
Adam, how do you spell Trombley?
Trombley.
Okay, there's about 6 different ways to spell Trombley, as you know.
Yeah.
Right. So, are you from Ellenburg or Altona?
Yeah, Ellenburg.
Any relation to Sam across the street here?
He's like my father's cousin or uncle.
Okay, well, he's related and he's involved in everything. You belong to FFA?
Yeah.
What's happening in this room?
We're selling food to the people that want to eat.
And all right. What class are you in at school?
9th.
You're 9th? Oh, you're just getting started. You got 4 years of this going on for you.
Yep. All
right, and the young ladies can talk to. Look at all the customers you've got. They're looking in here and they say, what is happening in there? Well, there's 2. They don't need 2 at the window. You come over here and talk to us, young lady. Can I get your name?
Bobby Joe Silver.
All right. Bobby Joe? That sounded like somebody was a cheerleader. Were you a cheerleader?
No.
I heard some names like that before. All right. What class are you in?
8.
All right. And you're not in high school, but you're still an FFA member?
Yeah.
Right. How many years have you been involved?
This is my first year.
Got any animals?
Yeah, I bred a rooster.
Oh, I just talked to Mr. Patch out there, and they're judging. He said it's a nice looking animal. Nice looking. I guess you got to call a chicken an animal. It's got to be. It's an animal, isn't it? Yes. All right. So, how long is your? Huh? It's a fowl animal, yes. How long are you going to be working in here yourself?
All day.
All day? Yeah. And how many are you? You get relieved at all?
Sometimes we get
3 or 4 of them? Okay. Have they judged your fowl yet? Your chicken yet?
I haven't.
You haven't been out? Your rooster, you said, huh?
Yep.
Okay. What's his name? You got a name for your rooster?
No.
No name? You got to call him something. No? All right. Look at all the smiling faces out here when they're buying things. All right, thank you very much for talking to us. Oh, the other lady, she ran away. See, she said it's her turn, and she ran. You want to come over here and say hello to me? My name is Bob Venn. This is Hometown Cable. We show up here in this area. And your name?
Jill, ask you.
Ask you? All right. You live right here, or you live in Altona?
I live in Altona.
Altona. All right. You know Barbara Mitchell? Alan Mitchell, Mrs. Alan Mitchell? No, you. No. All right.
I think so.
You think you do? You're not sure.
So.
We'll say you do.
So, okay.
All right. That's one person. Huh? Sherry. You know Sherry?
No.
She goes to school here? No? Yeah, she goes to school here. All right. How long have you been a member of?
I was a member in 7th grade and then now. I'm in 8th grade now.
Uh-huh. And are you, do you have an animal out here?
I brought a rooster.
You got a rooster too. Do your roosters know each other?
Yeah, they were hatched together.
They do? They get along together pretty well?
Well, we haven't put them in the same cage.
Oh. Do you and she get along together so you can train your roosters to do the same?
Yep.
Huh? Yeah. Have you worked in here last year also?
No, this is my first year.
Okay, what are you going to do when you get out of school? Do you have any idea what you want to major?
Not really.
You don't know yet, huh?
No.
Got a lot of time. Don't let it worry
no.
you. Okay, well, thanks for talking to us. We just want you to meet some of the people who are here at... Oh, there's another person right back here. Keep their back to us, sure. Hi.
Yeah, try.
Oh, I've seen you before. What is your name?
Sarah LeBear.
You're a cheerleader.
Yes.
That's where I saw this lady. She was, huh? Psycho. Now I remember. Sure, she's the one that went up and did that jump way up in the air that I wanted to do, and they wouldn't let me do it. You remember? I wanted to do it. Did you like that show when it came on?
Yes, very much.
Wasn't it good?
Yep.
You people have outstanding group of cheerleaders. Every time I see you, you just stick right out. It's hard to compare, really. That's a lot of work and a lot of training, huh?
We've already started for the Altona parade there for Old Homes Day. We're in the parade, and we've already started practicing there.
What will you do now in that? You are going to do your routines as you go?
No, we're just going to do a cheer and part of our dance, and that's it.
Great. You do a great job. You know what? We made a mistake, don't you? We made a mistake in that. Come on, right by in front of us. The mistake we made was we didn't wait till you had your uniforms on. Just as we were leaving, you all got your uniforms on for your picture.
Right.
That's when he said psycho. I didn't think. I knew I'd seen you when you turned around. All right. Did I get your full name yet? I did.
Yes.
Yes, I did. All right. So, what year are you in? I forgot. Are you a junior?
Yep, I'm a junior.
Because I talked to a couple of people, and they said, "You remember?" I said, "The names. You know, I heard a lot of them all at one time, but there were several going to go to Clinton, several taking nursing."
Yep.
All right. So now you are also in the FFA.
Yes.
What do you have for an animal?
I don't have an animal. I'm running the food stand for today.
I don't know where you have time. What do you do the rest of the year when you're not cheering?
Oh, I play soccer and I play softball. And I'm a member of the FFA. And
Do you do any schoolwork at all? You have time for that?
Oh yeah. Always make time.
Okay. Well, so thank you very much for talking. And again, my sincere congratulations on an outstanding group. I just hate to be on the team next year. We've got so much to look for. Of course, it's hard to keep it up every year, you know. But you've done it for
6 years.
6 years in a row. Congratulations, and also to that fine coach by the name of your coach.
For softball?
No, for cheering.
For cheering, Suzanne Rabadou.
There it is, Suzanne Rabadou, right. And her husband is the coach that I gave a lot of credit for a great year. They didn't have a great year, they told me. But anyway, they had a lot of fun.
They had a lot of youngsters on the team.
Okay.
That's what it was.
Well, you need more popcorn. Look, she's all out of popcorn. Going good. Thank you very much.
Yes. Ow.
Now, I was raised on a farm, and so was Calvin, and I don't remember ever seeing a smaller calf than we have right here. And you are the owner of this calf? What's your name?
Randy Manor.
Randy Manor. And Randy, they tell me 26 pounds. Is that right for this calf?
Yep.
Now, that's much smaller than usually calves run 60, 70 pounds. Why is this calf so small?
It was born 1 month earlier than it was supposed to.
1 month earlier. And you couldn't change his mind, huh? Is it a bull calf or a heifer calf?
Bull.
It's a little bull calf. Have you named him yet?
Yep.
Tiny?
Tiny Tim.
Tiny Tim. Well, that's a great name. You intend to keep him, don't you? Probably for a while, yes. Look, there he's trying to stand up. Look, how old is he?
3 days old.
3 days old. And where is your farm?
It's the center.
And you're in Ellenberg Center? Yeah, look at him here. Now that's what you call a small calf, folks. That would be relative to like a pony if you were talking horses. Just like velvet, too. Probably smoother than he would be if he were full grown, because it's like a little, what do you call the downy on a little a chicken or something when they're first born. Very, very soft. So can he stand by himself very much? He does. What do you what do you feed him today? Now you gonna make him wait till evening?
No, we feed him right after dinner.
And you have a bottle for him?
Yeah, baby bottle.
Yeah. Right. So you go to school here at Northern Adirondack. What grade are you in?
6th.
Are you a member of the FFA? No. You're going to be now. Maybe you got the talk of the show right here, haven't you?
Yeah.
Well, listen. Good luck with him, and he looks like he's very healthy. Thanks much for talking to us. What we're looking at now is electric incubator. It's called on here the Marsh automatic incubator, which I assume turns the eggs. And there's various eggs inside of here, including the duck, which are the plain large ones. The ones that are spotted, like over here and here, are turkey eggs. And the goose eggs are the big ones? The goose. And these are, there's some little duck eggs, and there's some turkey eggs, and there's a couple that are broken in there. And those are gone, of course. And I don't know, it seems to me it's 20 days or 22 days. I'm not ready for that. And then they'll hatch, and when they hatch, they put them over. There's heat in here. They have to be kept turned because a mother chicken or a hen or a fowl will continue to turn the eggs around so they won't get off on one side. And then over here in the next display, you're looking now, there's 4 here. I guess we have 4 ducklings. That look, well, yeah, I guess they're all, no, this looks like a little chicken here, 1, and 3 ducklings that are been hatched, a yellow and a couple others, and they're just over here under the light, and that throws a lot of heat, just enough to keep them warm enough because they get very cold when they get out. That's what happens, and they'll be growing up. They've made a little pen outside, and here you see a nanny goat here, and a baby, and then another goat on the other side that Mr. Petch is petting.
That's a kid.
That's a kid? That's a little kid? All right. I don't know one child from a kid. All right, so there, because remember when we were talking about the goats, when we were at the Minor Institute farm, there, you know, there's, they were milking the goats there. They no longer have the goats, and here we have a couple of swine, a couple of very clean pigs.
Back up.
Yes? Sorry, my shadow is on them. You know, when you talk, people often think that pigs are very dirty animals. They are not. They're some of the cleanest animals possible. Trouble is, they put them where they can't keep clean. A pig will never dirty where it sleeps. A pig is a very, very clean animal. But he's out in the mud and rolling and so forth, but they are very, very neat animals and very intelligent, too. And there's a couple that are very intelligent. They're sleeping while we're out here working. Hi. Are those your pigs? No? What's your name? Want to talk to me on TV? Are you at school today? What are you? Well, how come you're not in the class today right now?
Because my class is over.
You're out here looking at the different animals? Huh? What's your name?
Billy.
Billy what?
Annis.
Billy Annis. Yeah, you live right up here, or you live in Altona?
I live in Standish.
In Standish. You come a long way to school. What time do you have to leave in the morning?
7:20.
7:20. Yeah, what grade are you in?
4th.
Good. Thank you for talking to us. You want to give me your name, too?
Chris Nichols.
Chris Nichols, where are you from? Oh, we're going to get them all, huh?
Altona.
You're in Altona. You know, do you know this guy that comes from Standish right here?
Yeah, he's in my class.
He's in your class. So this is 4th grade out here right now?
Yeah.
You want to give me your names?
Amanda Russell.
All right.
Alicia Reed.
And where are you from?
Ellenberg.
Ellenberg. Well,
Jamie Gilmore.
all right. Say your name nice and loud and slow so we'll know.
Brian Kurowski.
All right. How do you spell the last name?
Kourofsky.
You're right. And your name?
Anthony Galley.
And you're all in the 4th grade?
Yeah.
Okay. Is this better than staying in class?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, give me your names here.
Matthew Dupree.
Matthew Dupree.
Amber LeClaire.
Claire.
Ariana Basto.
Ariana?
Ariana.
How do you spell that?
Areanna.
Wow, that's a different name, isn't it? Where'd that name come from? Do you know?
Greek, I think.
Greek. Okay. Well, it's all Greek to me, Ariana. All right. And your name?
You just
I did it. Oh, tell me again. It's the same?
Amanda Russell.
All right.
Amanda Harrison.
Two Amandas.
Yeah.
That hard as a teacher to have names the same? No.
Gretchen Tillman.
All right. I've seen you. I've taught. I got your name. I got your name. I got your name. Who didn't say all your names?
Melissa LeBumber.
Melissa. Oh, there's some other Melissas. LeBumber.
Forgot Miss Broderick.
Oh, we're gonna get her after.
You already had me.
I already had you. That's a very unusual name. Who didn't talk to me? Anybody?
Me. Mason Belair.
Say that again.
Mason Belair.
All right.
Brett Harrigan.
Brett Harrigan.
Rian Montgomery.
All right. Are you from Altona?
No, Lion Mountain.
Lion Mountain. God, they really. You're from Altona?
I'm from Altona too.
Well, I recognize Montgomery there. I thought maybe it's from
Altona.
You're from Altona. Wow. You got a big parade coming up next week, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been in the last one.
You were in the last one? Are you going to be in the one this year?
I don't know.
University of South Florida. You come a long way to go to school. Are you from Miami?
No.
What's your name?
Randy Goodchild.
Say it again.
Randy Goodchild.
Randy. Okay, Randy. And now we're going to get the oldest person in the class right now. Who is that? Oh, the oldest person. Hi.
Hi.
What is your name?
Lorraine Broderick.
All right. How many do you have in your class, Lorraine?
I have 22 right now at this time.
Okay. Are they all out here? They're somewhere else. They're all having fun somewhere
They're
else.
waiting. We're going to go gathering in the woods, and
You're going to gather.
we're doing a Terra Aqua ecosystem in our room after this. So.
Can you say what she just said? A Terra Aqua system. Huh? How long have you been teaching here?
This is my 20th year.
This is the best class you ever had right here.
This television. It would be tough and
Oh, I said something wrong. What?
It would be. It would be right up there on the top of my...
Well, they're very outgoing, aren't they? Look, oh, they got something going behind your back here.
Yes, well, they always do
They
that.
always do that on camera? Listen, thank you very much, class, and enjoy your Terra Aqua ecosystem, okay? Is that something you eat? No, it's nothing something you eat, no?
No, it's a terrarium, and then on top we use soda bottles, and so we do a terrarium, and on top of that we do a water aqua, not an aquarium, but similar to that where you're using water and soil, and they're interdependent.
Does that make sense to you out there who are watching? If not, give this lady a call, and your name is again?
Lorraine Broderick.
Yeah, and don't call her during school hours, but call her at home and find out all about Terra Aqua ecosystem. Thank you very much, class. Have a good day. Right, bye. A couple of people who just want to get on the hometown cable so bad, and we'll find out your name.
Cassie K.A.
Cassie, K-A, C-A-Y-E-A?
Yep.
All right. And who is this lady on your left, or your right? I don't even know my side. On your right, who is this?
My mom.
And her name?
Martha.
Martha? She talks for her. Can you talk for yourself? Hi, Martha. I bet you it's K-A?
Martha K.A.,
Go,
yes.
That's very good. See, I learned quick. All right, so you're here with your camera to take some pictures. This your first time at one of these events here?
No, my second.
Your
I was
second.
here last year.
Uh-huh. How long have you been in the FFA program?
Well, since 5th grade.
Now you got
About
some
2 years.
in your 7th now?
Yep.
7th grade, all right. You enjoying it?
Yeah.
And do you go to the fair with your animal too?
Yeah.
And you have what for, you have a calf? You said you have a calf or a heifer? Heifer, huh?
Yeah.
Got it. And what kind of breed?
Red and white Holstein.
Red and white Holstein, all right. A red and white Holstein, are you pulling my leg?
No.
I never heard of a red and white Holstein. I thought they were called Ayrshires if they're red and white.
Well, they are.
The father was a Holstein, and the mother was a Holstein, and you got a red and white. You're probably the only one there that has something like that.
There are a few others,
There are?
I think.
I've never, huh?
Is it here?
Is it here? Yeah, we're going to go see it here in a minute, yes. So tell me, are you live on a farm?
I was raised on a farm.
You were
We don't
raised on
live
a-
now.
It means you had a different name when you were raised on a farm. What was your maiden name?
Primo.
Primo.
Mm-hmm.
We know a Primo. We've had a Primo. I think,
A lot younger than Martha.
a lot longer than Martha,
younger.
but she was the queen of the Dairy Queen.
Oh, Jessica?
Jessica.
My niece, yes.
Is she your niece?
Yes.
Outstanding. We met her down and we were talking with the program in Plattsburgh, and she knew right where she wants to go and what she wants to do. I enjoyed talking with her very much. I saw later she was in a parade. I happened to see her there. So you take care of your own heifer at home. You don't have a farm, so where do you keep it?
Grandfather's farm.
Great. Your father's farm.
Mom's father.
And where's that? Over near Churubusco
In
area?
Churubusco, yes.
That's where the Primos are from, right?
Yeah.
Grandpa Primo. Oh, show us what's your heifer's name?
Heart.
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 Right. Is there anything you want to tell us before we go look at Heart?
No, just that she enjoys it. It's good. It's good exercise. It's good to work with the animals for the kids, and it gets them involved and keeps them busy.
I'll bet you when you got married, you thought you were all finished with animals like that.
I did.
You thought so, huh? Did you ever have a horse yourself or anything like that?
No. We had our own. I mean, our cows that were ours that we were supposed to take care of, and we had to help in the barn, and we rather do that than.
How many children do you have? Besides?
One other daughter.
One other daughter. Is she also interested?
Yeah,
she's interested
she's waiting.
Too?
She's waiting till she's old enough to show an animal.
This is Heart right here?
Yes.
This is Heart right here. Look at what a I'm really surprised. I've never seen a red and white Holstein. You're not pulling my leg now.
No.
All right.
My grandfather told me that the original Holsteins were red and white.
Oh?
The just black and white ones gave more milk, so they started raising black and white ones.
That's Grandpa Primo?
Yep.
Mr. Primo, I want to meet you sometime. I want to hear more about this. I worked for a veterinarian in Jay-Z, and I never heard that story.
He was here for a while.
He was. I met your daughter here, Mrs. K, and that's really surprising. But what a gentle animal. That would indicate to me, not to run down Ashires, but Holsteins are usually more gentle as far as touching than Ashires. They're easier to...
She was kind of nervous earlier, but now she's kind of pretty used to it.
All right. What happens when you go to a show where, let's say, in the county fair or something, with a red and white? Can they compete with the black and whites? All right. Did they let you compete?
Yeah.
They do, huh? Okay.
I was just competing over there with black and white.
Yeah. Well, that's here, but I'm wondering if you have to be black and white or not. You don't have to be, huh? How'd you make out today?
Pretty good. I got second.
Good for you. Very good. And you keep her nice like this, huh? So you're going to keep her when she gets big enough to have her calf and so forth? Yeah. What are you going to do? Oh, to be at your grandfather's, of course.
Grandpa's probably going to keep her.
Yeah, he's going to love her when she starts giving milk. Huh? Pay for her board then. Thank you very, very much for talking to us. A red and white Holstein. You've seen it here. My first. Mrs. Primo, Mrs. K is going to tell us something. She was talking with Calvin while I was talking with your husband, and there's something you want to tell me. Or he wants you to tell me, whether you want to or not.
Well, you didn't believe the red and white Holstein.
Oh, I believe, but it's hard. All right.
Well, on the farm they also have a purple bull.
That sounds like a purple bull to me, right? There's a lot of bull right there.
That's it.
A purple bull.
Well, you look at it and it almost looks purple.
Father of this
animal? No, it's not. It's not a relative of this one, but it's just the coloring, I guess.
Well, there's a lot of color here. That's not purple. Who is this right here?
That's Miranda.
Hi, Miranda.
She's the youngest in the family.
How are you? How old are you?
5.
You had a birthday just recently?
Yep.
You can't keep track now. You got to learn it all over again. Listen, 5. Say that. 5. Not 4 anymore, right?
Yeah.
Who's the man holding you? Who is this guy?
Hey, Daddy.
Your daddy?
Yeah.
You know his first name?
No.
Is it Frank?
No.
Is it? It's not Melissa.
It's Gary.
Gary. Oh, okay. So this is Gary K.
Yep.
And you're
Miranda.
Miranda.
K.A.
K.A. Yeah. And, Jimmy, where do you live?
Ellenberg Depot.
Ellenberg Depot. Don't forget the depot, because there's a lot of Ellenbergs, aren't there? Ellenberg Depot. What's the other one? Ellenberg Center.
Ellenberg Center.
Right, but remember, it's a center, but it's not in the center. It's not in the middle. You got to remember that. You go to school yet?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Are you married?
No.
No, you're not married? Huh? Would you like to be married?
No.
No? What if you could marry this guy? Would you marry him?
No, because Mommy already married.
Oh, he's already got a wife, huh?
Yep.
Well, listen, thank you very much for talking. What a pretty jacket you have.
I've had it.
Yeah? Bye. It's not very often people come running toward the camera. They usually run the other way, but this young lady said she'd love to talk to us. And your name?
Tessa Parent.
Tessa Parrott?
Parent.
And you live where?
In Cherubusco.
Don't run away, right here. And why are you here? You have an animal?
No.
You belong to the FFA?
Yes.
Oh, you do?
Yep.
What? And how long have you been in?
This is my 3rd year.
How do you belong to the FFA without an animal?
Well, you don't need an animal.
You have a picture of one or something? Is that what you have? No?
No.
I'll take a picture of Heart for you.
Oh.
No, you don't really need an animal because that's what most people think. But it's just, you just learn about agriculture and stuff like that.
Are you on a farm?
Nope.
No? Do you know this lady?
Yes.
What's her name?
Cassie, K.A.
Oh, yeah? And you are friends, I hear?
Yep.
Best friend?
Mm-hmm.
Is that nice to have friends like that?
Yes.
Do you tell each other secrets?
Yes.
Do you tell each other when Mom yells at you? Do you call her and say, God, my mother yelled at me again last night? Do you say that sometimes?
Sometimes.
Sometimes?
I do.
You do? You say other things too? What? Yeah, you tell your...
We talk about school and stuff.
You talk about school? You talk about boys?
Yes.
You do? You do talk about boys? This is what happens, folks. This is what... And listen, I don't think there's anything better. I think there's something about two young ladies being friends more than there are for boys. They just have a closeness to people like this, and and I hope it goes on for many, many years, and even as you grow and have children and everything else.
It probably will.
It probably will. Thank you very well. We think sometimes, but it don't always. You can help her take care of. Yeah, maybe she wants you to be her friend so you can take care of her for her. It's not true?
No.
You don't think so, huh?
No.
Are you neighbors?
Yeah. No.
No? Do you get to each other's house? Okay, she got to go. There goes one. There goes your friend. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We're here underneath the tent where there's 8 or 10 of bovines, I guess we'll call them. That way include them all. And don't tell me I got another red and white Holstein here.
Nope.
No, this is what, the real?
These are the real thing. These are the original red and whites.
All right, these are called what?
Ayrshires.
I say Ayrshire, it's not, it's Ayrshire.
Ayr. A-Y-R.
Ayrshire.
Ayrshire.
Ayrshire's, all right. And who knows all this information that he's telling me? What's this guy's name right here?
Don McNeil.
Don McNeil. We mentioned outside when we were talking with Homer, I think he was in the background. And you went to school here, Don?
Yep.
Were you in the program when you were here?
No, I never took ag in school.
You didn't?
Nope.
But you had enough of it at home. Your dad and your mom had a farm, correct, right there?
Yeah, we lived on a farm.
And you still live on that same farm?
Nope, the youngest brother's on the home farm, and we bought one up the road about 8 miles. So.
How long ago did that happen? I thought you were on the home farm until you got married, maybe.
Nope.
No?
No, we leased the place for 3-4 years, and then we bought our own there. It'd be 8 years ago now. So.
And how many animals how many cows do you have?
80 head total.
And you milk how many?
50.
50. Can you do that by yourself, or do you have a big boy here? I saw someone looks like you out here.
Yeah, he helps a little.
You? Yeah, a little?
Not much.
He takes care of this one.
Yeah.
That's yours here?
Yeah.
That's his? This his own cow? That's his own? Yeah. How old is that heifer? Older heifer.
Almost 12.
12. That's a real cow. That's what, 12. You know, I heard that 6 or 7 years old they get rid of. That's about the average age of a cow, but my father always kept going until they were much older than that.
As long as they're sound.
And as long as they're paying their keep.
Yeah, if they're profitable for you, you can afford to carry them. So that's what it comes down to.
Did you ever?
You will find with the Ayrshire cow that their longevity is a lot different than a Holstein cow.
What do you mean by that now? You got to explain that.
Most of your Holstein cows, well, the national average is less than 2 lactations, and the animal's gone for beef. And it's nothing to find a lot of these old Ayrshire cows that are well over 100,000 pounds that are 10 and 12, 13, 14 years old.
Now, there's a couple different kinds of Ayrshires, I understand. At least by looking at them. There's a larger one and there's a smaller Ayrshire.
It's like any breed. You have larger animals and you have smaller ones.
Now this particular Ayrshire, I'm going to better say my own word. Ayrshire is much more docile than many of the ones I've seen. I used to catch them with Dr. Dwight, and I used to have trouble with the Ayrshires.
But it depends how you work around an animal.
Okay. I was a stranger, of course, you know.
But if you're calm around an animal, they'll be calm around you. So it's just like a person. If you work rough with a person, it's the same thing.
Butterfat is higher than on the Holsteins.
And the milk production's not, on the average, you won't get quite as much out of an Ayrshire cow as a Holstein, but there's a lot of these that'll milk. And this old cow's got just about 140,000 pounds out lifetime right now. So.
And what would you say? That's much more than the average.
Yeah.
Did you do any showing at all? Did I ask you that at the fairs?
Yeah,
I've seen you at the fairs.
We go to Syracuse to State Fair in Malone. Sometimes to Springfield, Mass, or Harrisburg, wherever the national shows are.
And you know what the judge is looking for?
Yeah. You have to if you're going to go.
Yeah.
Ask him what he thinks of the program here.
What do you think of this program, Homer Bushy in the program?
There ought to be more like it.
And I didn't know that there were. It's hard to believe it's one of the only schools that has it.
It's the only ag program in the whole Clinton County. There's not another one in the county. It's the only school that's had one for a long time. Well, it used to be Altona and Ellenburg each had their own, and then when they merged as Northern Adirondack, but the whole county's a farming area. But most of the people are forgetting that.
Yeah, I know, and you don't learn it all automatically. There's a lot more to it than just what your father teaches you.
Yeah.
And of course, we talked to Mr. Petch in there, and he was the ag teacher for years at Altona for years. And now Homer Bushy's doing so much, and they owe so much to people like Homer.
Not many people would do what Homer does for the kids in this area. So.
Well, it's nice that, and we hope the kids always remember that.
Oh, I think they will.
Well, they should. Anything else you want to tell me, Don, what we should be looking for out here?
You're just looking for a young animal. You want straight top line, good legs, dairy, look like they'll give some milk. You don't want a real fat, beefy type of an animal. On the cow, you want a good wide rear udder and everything on them. And they got a good leg and a good udder, they'll last. So that's what you're looking for in a show ring.
Okay. And you can tell that difference when you see cows, when you walk into a barn, you can pick them out?
Sure.
Now, when you have a show here, do you show the Ayrshires along with the Holsteins in the same ring at the same time?
No, they don't. Each breed has their own. So.
They have their own characteristics that you can't, it's hard to get.
So I got to get his cat.
Okay. All right. Well, he's going to go to work now. Hi there, Boss. Hi, Bossy. Once in a while, someone calls us over. This young lady says she wants me to meet her, so I'm going to find out who you are.
Tracy Garza.
And where are you from, Tracy?
Champlain.
Champlain? What are you doing up here?
Come to school up here.
You do go to school here? Where do you live in Champlain?
In Coopersville.
I didn't know you came up to school here, and then you live in Cooperville too, then?
Yes, I do.
Garso's Mellow Acres, Champlain. Well, where's that farm?
Right on the corner of the Big Rapids Road and 9B.
Manny St. John's Farm. I always wanted to buy that way back. I thought of that. I was going to raise some horses just for my kids and so forth, you know. A nice farm. Okay. So how do you get to school?
I drive up, or I ride with Mr. Bushy.
What year are you in?
My junior year.
And you've been here how long?
Since 5th grade.
Did you move there from here? You've always been coming to school here?
Right.
Because of the ag program?
Yes.
Now there's a testimonial for Homer Bushy in the program. We were just talking to Don McNeil. The only school that has an ag program and a great one.
Right, super program.
And your first name, I got three
Henry.
First names? Henry?
Right.
Am I going to call you Henry?
Whatever.
Okay. Oh, look at whatever. All right. How many children do you have?
4.
They all come here?
They all did, yeah. She's the last one. She's graduates next year.
Terrific. Very, very, that surprises me. I really didn't recognize. I saw the sign said Champ. I thought it said auto sales. All right, so what do you have your animal up here?
Yes.
What do you have?
I have a 4-year-old and a summer yearling.
And there's Holstein?
Yes.
Did you notice that red and white Holstein? I never saw such a thing in my life.
Yeah, we have one at home.
You do have one?
Right.
Is it coming more and more common?
It's a common trait.
Are you trying to fool people, or I didn't know that they had? Is that correct?
No, they say they're more resistant to the sun, you know. Right.
How many cows do you have?
We have 35 head altogether.
So you're a full-time farmer?
Right.
Which Garso from Champlain? Are you related to the rest? You must be related to other Garsos. Are you related with U-Ball?
Well, I guess we're distant cousins.
Distant cousins, huh? Were you raised on a farm?
Yes.
Where was your farm then?
My mother married William Castine on the Ridge Road. Now you know who I am.
Good Lord! Yes, now I know. I'm sorry. Yes.
That's all right.
It was known as Jim then.
Yes, well, now I know which Garsos. Yes, I guess so. Yes, but you haven't had an easy winter, have you?
No.
You certainly haven't. What else can you tell me about the program here? Yeah, would you have brothers or sisters that came here before?
I had 2 brothers and a sister.
And do you milk at home? Do you take care of your own animals?
Yes, I do.
You like farming?
Yeah.
Gonna marry a farmer?
I don't know.
I didn't ask if you're married yet. You're not married yet.
No.
No. Oh, no. You don't know. Would you like to be on a farm? You think?
Yeah.
You would. You would enjoy it. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but of course it's nice work. They can say that it's dirty. It's not dirty. It's clean work. It's just you can get dirty, but it's not really dirty. All right.
Yeah.
I was raised on a farm just up the road from where you are. You know where Jerry, Nevada lived?
Yes.
That's where I was raised, right on that farm. All right. So have you been out there yet?
Yes.
How did you make out?
I took first in the 17-year and over showmanship.
So, okay, that's the tough one, isn't it? Showmanship?
Yes.
That's the one where you're talking about the person, not the animal.
It's how you present the animal.
Did you ever do that? Did you ever present
No,
animals?
I never
you
did
never
it
did
before.
that, huh?
No.
That's an art, you know. That's tough. So you'll be going to the county fair?
Yes.
Right. You think you'll be getting to the state fair at all? Or?
I hope so.
You hope so?
Yeah, we've been there several times, and last year we went to Springfield, Massachusetts, and She got grand champion in the junior division.
Is that right? Well, what a pleasure to be with your children like that, and
Yes.
they'll never forget this.
Right.
Henry, Jim, or whatever.
Right.
It's true though. That's
Right.
great. All right. And she looked at you. So when she looked when I said Syracuse, you see her look at Dad and said, "Please, Dad." When she looked at him that time.
Well, we went to Louisville, Kentucky. We ended up in Louisville, Kentucky last year.
It was
they
with
had a
you.
grand-
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and well, yes, I mean, but it wasn't your brothers or sister. Nobody else has animals. No, you're the last.
Right.
Did the other
in the junior
children?
division? Yes, they all showed, and she's the last one in the junior division. But they still own animals in the herd. In fact, her older sister just bought 2 this year because she wants to get back into it.
Well, congratulations very much. And is it fair to have you out there? Well,
Yes.
Do they? Oh, yes, yes. How many of first do you have in your? You have all your ribbons in one room at home?
Well, my ribbons are in one room, and then we've got our trophies in our living room in a trophy case and our plaques.
Terrific. Congratulations.
Thanks.
No wonder she wanted to talk to us.
No.
She didn't really want to talk that much, but she said she'd be willing. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Henry. Good
welcome.
luck.
Thank you.
We've got a rarity today. There's 2 hometown cable cameras here. Sam sitting right here. Sam, the boy from Shazy, nearly well known and running around the Shazy area as well as everywhere else, has been taking the cattle show. That's why we haven't been actually watching the showmanship or what's going on in the ring, because you'll be seeing that from a different camera. Came up with 2 vehicles today. Calvin, to give you an idea of Calvin's schedule, I heard he leaves here at 1:30. It's about noon now. He's got to be in Plattsburgh. Leave here at 12:30. You got to be where, Calvin?
I got the Class B finals at 1:30 at Plattsburgh High School, then I come back here for 4:30 for the NAC game. Then I'll stick around and do the FFA dinner tonight.
That's just one day in the life of the Castines, who bring you hometown cable, who are hometown cable. And that's why when we mention that if any of these things touch you in any way at all, that I can't think of a good reason why you're not a patron to hometown cable, so that Calvin and Sam will have the initiative, the energy, and the wherewithal to be able to continue to bring these various programs to you. Homer Bushy is a patron and a great a follower of hometown cable. We know there's a lot of followers, but there aren't quite as many patrons. And if I could take 1 minute, I would ask anybody out there who enjoys watching hometown cable to show it in a way. Drop a note to Calvin or Sam and tell them how much you enjoy and what you enjoy, so they can get more of what you like. And while you're doing that, if you have the means, send $12 or more and say, we'd like to become a patron, and show our patronage of your programs, and you can continue to do this. You're looking at 3 animals coming in the ring now. These are yearlings, I understand.
Seems to be, yeah, everything seems to be going good so far. A few little things that always come up every year anyway, so it doesn't. You always got to be prepared, like a Boy Scout, I guess.
Did this prevent you from sleeping last night? Did you sleep all right the night before?
I slept all right
You
last
slept
night.
all right? It's not your first time,
No,
is it?
no,
But
not the first
how did you arrange to? I think it must be Mrs. Bushy that prayed for this weather.
She probably did,
Yeah?
but I think it's more luck than anything else.
Well, you certainly picked out the right day. It's been bad. It's been bad. And we're glad to see the good weekend coming up, because St. Anne's and Morris Forks are having their celebration this weekend.
Yep.
And it looks like they're going to have good weather for it. So what's happening out here right now?
Oh, they're judging the cattle for their conformation, the way the animals put together,
Now
as far as their particular breed that they represent. Now, these are Holsteins that are out here. We've got Jerseys and we've got Ashers.
Is there a big difference what they're looking for at different breeds?
No, they're all basically all the same thing. They're looking for strength of an animal. If an animal's got a decent pedigree as far as its production is concerned, milk production, then you want that animal not only to stay for a year or two, you want it to stay as long as you can. And the more conformation that they have, the better, the stronger they are, the better it is. And plus the fact that in order for an animal to produce a lot of milk, they've got to take up a lot of feed. In order to be able to take a lot of feed, they've got to be a big animal, and they've got to be raised right. And this is what we're looking at, these animals that are here.
Have you ever looked out and saw 3 like this and make your own judgment and come and do the same thing the judge did? You come out pretty good?
Once in a while.
Once in a while?
Once in
Of
a
course,
while.
you're looking for different things. You
yeah.
have a little different things. You don't see what he sees necessarily, but you can come out pretty close, huh?
Oh, yeah. That's one of the things we do with them anyway, is to teach them what cattle are supposed to be. So when it comes time for them raising them, they're going to pick the ones for showing it, knowing what those characteristics are to do well in a show ring.
Do you teach anything at all as how to be a judge in your classes at all?
Oh, yeah.
You do teach that too?
Oh, yeah. Dairy cattle judging, We do it with well, crops judging too. They have a contest for that where they learn how to judge crops as far as quality is concerned, and there's all different kinds of factors that go with the stage of maturity and on down through.
I just heard two things about
dairy foods contests. They have to judge quality of dairy products that are. We have to be able to detect off flavors of milk, as an example. There's all different kinds of opportunities in that. Working for the Department of Ag and Markets is an example.
Just heard two good things about you here. Of course, Don McNeil saying this is the only ag program, and how great it is here at Northern Adirondack, and then the Garceau family from Cooperville bringing their 4 kids up here from Champlain because of your program. And you ought to be very happy about that.
Well, they tried to get one in Shazy, but unfortunately it didn't work out. But the kids have been traveling with me since, I think, 1985.
I think that's great.
Steffi and Mike and Timmy started coming. And then shortly, as soon as Tracy was old enough to get into 5th grade, she was up here. And she's been here since then. So
we were able to talk to your predecessor, at least. I don't know if you ran concurrently. He was in Altona.
Yeah, he's an old ag teacher.
Yeah, the old ag teacher there. Was he doing like you were doing, like you do now then, or has it changed a lot over the years?
Well, I think Mr. Petch's, at the time he was teaching agriculture, it was geared for farming, because when he started, at that time, there was only boys that were allowed to take agriculture, just like in homemaking, where only girls were allowed to take homemaking. Well, now that's changed many years ago, and it doesn't mean that the type of agriculture might have changed, because dairy farming exists as it is, but the things that he taught were more towards farming, because when it was called Future Farmers America, basically all there were farmers' kids that were involved in it. And but now, obviously, that has changed and much different now.
You didn't take home ec when you were back there. I bet your wife wished you had. You could cook once in a while.
No, but we had a club in school in Altona. It was called Bachelor's Club, and you could get into that and learn how to cook some desserts. I guess mainly more than anything else.
Desserts, sure. Do you cook once? Do you make cakes at home? Do you bake once in a while?
I don't bake so much, but I can. When you live as a bachelor for 2 years before you get married in the teaching profession, and you're about 200 miles from home, you've either got to cook, because you can't afford to go out and eat.
No, but I'll bet you this, that I'll bet you if you served your family what you ate when you were those 2 years, they would say, I don't want that.
Well, I don't know.
You eat pretty good in those 2 years, yeah?
Well, I think so.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I gained any weight from it.
Well, I can see why you don't gain weight the way you run around here, but it's working out real well. And do you have somebody under you who's running the various things right now?
Yeah, Kathy and Andrews, the girl at the table here, is head of the cattle show. She,
okay,
got the entry forms, and we got them out and got the cattle book all together. And
so you're only overseeing right now. You're the supervisor.
All the kids do it all. I just make sure
that's great.
Got a problem to try to help them out to get it corrected so that everything flows. She's got a couple. There's a couple guys and a gal. The gal alongside her are the one, and the guy with the red hat, and I don't know, the blue shirt over there. They're running the cattle in and out of the classes. They making sure that the next class comes in right after.
And who's in charge inside for the smaller animal? Got somebody in charge?
Yeah, I got two of my boys are in there watching, making sure nobody plays with the animals or does anything that they're not supposed to do.
Okay.
And in the kitchen, I got a couple girls in charge of that, and the others are working on them. So,
Homer Bushy, the superintendent of all these young ones, teaching them how to be in charge. Huh?
Well, that's it. Responsibility.
They need that. Thank you very much again, Homer. When are we going to see the rest of the day? How late will this go on?
Well, let's see, it's about 10 after 12. We're probably about 1 o'clock, quarter after 1. We'll probably be finishing up pretty much.
Now, Calvin mentioned that he's going to be here tonight for the banquet. You've alluded to the banquet. What's the banquet and what's going to happen tonight? What's that all about?
It's an annual banquet we have, and we've done it ever since I've been here, the same day as the fair. It's like an awards banquet. It's parents and representatives of schools, many that can be here, are here. Our Board of Education members come. We get speakers sometimes that come in. We have our newly elected state vice president for the FFA, Ben Smith from Cobleskill, is coming up for our banquet to make a presentation. What's nice about it, that his ag teacher is one of my former students.
Is that? Yes.
Her name was Debbie Durkee, and now Debbie Durkee Fletcher, and she'll be up here with them also. In addition to that, Summerlin Orloff is going to be one of our speakers here tonight too. So
and Sam is going to be there too. I heard Sam will be there.
Sam will be here too, and then of course, like I said, it's the awards that the kids have gotten from starting this coming summer all the way through the year. Things with their animals, things with the leadership contest that we do with them, and recognizing those people that help us out during the year. We do that. Also, additionally, we get some scholarships that we give. We got a lot of people in the community
tonight.
That give scholarships. They're more the ones that for the seniors are given on graduation night, but the ones that for the kids that, like for instance, we got the custodial staff here at school. They donate $100 to us every year to give however we wish to do for scholarships. So what we do is just break it down and find who the top 10 kids are in our program, what the average is for the first 3 quarters, and then we, it's not much, but we give them a $10 cash prize for having achieved that.
It's
and then the top
important
one gets a plaque besides that.
Now, how many people will be there tonight?
I think the girls said somewhere around 150, 170 people.
Big crowd. Calvin will be there. We'll be seeing that on Hometown Cable, will we, Calvin? Yep. At least parts of it. Yeah, we're glad to get up here into the Ellenburg Center Depot area. We're glad to be here and do a show up here. We got a couple only. Sam Tremblay, of course, that'll never be forgotten. It was a great time we had with Sam up here, and he's a great follower and promoter of Hometown Cable, as well as you are. Thank you very much. Homer, anything else you want to tell me now?
No, that's pretty much it. Like I said, we hope to conclude it in about another hour probably should be done. And once that happens, then all my little kids will come over from the 5th and 6th graders, and we'll get this thing all torn down and get ready to go. So that, and the older ones will be working in the cafeteria, getting the meal together and getting the banquet room all set for tonight.
We're very pleased to have Homer Bushy as one of the residents of the town of Champlain, and a good resident there, always available for anything to do with agriculture and other things too, and a promoter of Hometown Cable, and just good for the kids in general. Thank you very much, Homer. On behalf of all the parents, we appreciate what you do. Thank you,
Bob.
We're just about done at Northern Adirondack. It's the noon hour. You see there's more people out here now, and they're patrolling outside, and it's a beautiful afternoon on the 3rd of June here in Ellenburg, and they've had a great fair. And we were just talking to Homer again, and they're still judging. He said about another hour or so. And we'd also like to congratulate Cassie, the young girl who was talking to us and showed us the red and white Holstein. Well, that red and white Holstein got an excellent first place, so she'll be out again for the Parade of Champions, and they'll all compete against each other. Her calf won, her heifer won first place, and we congratulate her, and her mother was very happy, standing right over there with her mom and dad are right over there. And they've had a good show, and she'll be moving around this summer. And what a great place for young people to be with their parents and to be with some of their best friends at this age, their animals. And those who don't have animals, which they did many times. And we thank you for watching Hometown Cable, your patronage of Hometown Cable, and your remarks about many of the shows that Calvin has on, and when you talk to me and you say you enjoy our show, we appreciate that. Tell us what you'd like to see, and when you get a chance, don't forget, become a patron of Hometown Cable, and in the meantime, tune in next Sunday for another What's Going On Here. Calvin Castine with the camera. I'm Bob Venn, and thanks much for watching.